The multiplication strategy we're going to learn today is called compensation. Let's do an example of compensation so you see what it's like. Let's say you had a question like this: 198 times 5. Compensation would say, what could we round this number to that's close to 198 but is a multiple of 10, so it's easy to multiply? How about 200? So I'm going to change 198 to 200 and multiply that by 5. Take out my zeros. 2 times 5 is 10, and I tack on 2 zeros. Excellent. Now I'm not quite done because this here is an estimation, but I want an actual answer. So if you noticed, from 198 to 200, we added 2 groups. So now what I have to do is subtract 2 groups of 5. And 2 times 5 is 10. And I have to subtract it. And we get 990. Let's do another example. Let's say that I have 47 times 4. Well, a number that's close to 47, that's a compatible number or a multiple of 10, would be 50. So I'm going to change 47 to 50. 50 times 4, I do my strategy of crossing out the zeros, and I get 200. Now, because we went from 47 to 50 and we added 3 groups, now I have to subtract 3 groups of 4 so that I get back to 47, because 50 minus 3 is 47, and that's the original number we started with. So 3 times 4 equals 12, and I'm going to subtract that. And I get an answer of 188. So 47 times 4 equals 188. Let's do another example. Here's one more example. "58 times 7. I'm going to change 58 to a number that's compatible or close to 58 that has a multiple of 10. So I'm going to change it to 60 and go 60 times 7. And I do my strategy. 6 times 7 is 42, and I tack on my 0. But you'll notice that to go from 58 to 60, we added 2 groups of 7. So now, to get back to 58, I have to subtract 2 groups of 7. 2 times 7 is 14, so I subtract that from 420, and I get 406. And that is the answer. Sometimes compensation works when you have a bigger number, like 302 times 4. But you want to change 302 to something that's easy to multiply by with lots of zeros, so let's change it to 300 times 4. And 300 times 4 is 1,200. But you'll notice that to get from 302 to 300, we actually subtracted 2 groups of 4. So in order to get back to 302, I have to add 2 groups of 4. 2 times 4 is 8, and I add that to the 1,200, and I get an answer of 1,208. Let's do one more example. 64 times 7. Well, a number that's a multiple of 10 that's close to 64 is 60. So I'm going to use 60 times 7. And I do my strategy. Excellent. Now you'll notice that to get from 64 to 60, we subtracted 4 groups of 7. So in order to get back to 64, I need to add 4 groups of 7 because 60 plus 4 is 64. So 4 groups of 7 equals 28, and I add that together to get a total of 448. And that's the compensation strategy. It's similar to the breaking it down strategy too. There you have it, folks. Good luck on your assignment.